What does the month of October hold for us, our future, and the future of our world? How about some major shocking events, including economic changes and even economic collapse? We'll see another earthquake like we saw that in Morocco recently. We're going to see a new conflict break out, but we're also going to see amazing new discoveries, along with protests, striking, and so much more happening in the month of October. We're going to look at the numerology, the astrology, and the energy of October so that you all know what you can expect on a personal level and universally in the month of October 2023, along with some specific predictions for world events that are going to be occurring in the month of October as well. So hop aboard as we delve into the future of October 2023. Welcome to October 2023, and a huge happy birthday goes out to all of our friends that are Libras celebrating a birthday in October, along with our Scorpio October birthdays as well. Happy birthday to all of you. If you do have a birthday coming up, you're not going to want to miss my video, the most powerful day of the year, so that you can utilize the power and magic of your birthday to make the best out of your solar return in the year to come. So check it out. I'll make sure a link pops up above so that you can utilize the best and make your birthday the most magical birthday of the year. So the month of October will actually be way more intense than the month of September, believe it or not, as September actually may have seemed somewhat quiet, but it was actually the quiet before the storm. That storm's coming in October, and this entire last quarter of 2023 is going to be a wild ride. It's a time of discoveries. It's a time to have great, amazing epiphanies, ideas, inventions, creations. It's an amazing time of great awakenings to higher levels of consciousness. October is a very special, magical month in itself already because of all the things that are going on. But this year, in 2023, it's going to be even more magical because we have two eclipses coming our way, and they are falling all in an 8 universal month when it comes to numerology. The 8 also representing infinity and the infinite possibilities that are there for us in the month of October. The 8 vibration empowers us with infinite possibilities when it comes to taking on goals and challenges. The 8 vibration is also going to heighten the energy and our attention and focus when it comes to the economy and, of course, finances, both on a personal level and on a universal level. Remember, the October's 8 vibrations also going to offer us up and open us up to amazing new opportunities. It is a great time for opportunities, but also keep in mind that very often opportunities do come in the form of a challenge. And there's definitely going to be a lot of challenges offered up between now and the end of 2023. Being that the 8 vibration in October rules over finances in the economy, there is no doubt whatsoever that there are going to be huge highs, but even more so huge lows and huge losses throughout the markets across the globe. It's going to be even more intense when we get around that first eclipse on the 14th of October throughout the whole rest of the month of October. That 8 vibration, along with the 1 vibration of October, is also going to be mixed together and bring us opportunity for new beginnings. So always keep in mind, it's really important that when things begin to go crazy, things begin to collapse around the banking system, especially in the economies, know that this needs to occur. This needs to occur in order for us to have a new start. But hopefully that new start is going to be something that, of course, benefits us all. And we got to hold that in the light together to ensure that that's what happens. As I've been saying for years now, 2024 in itself is also an 8 vibrational year for the entire year. So therefore, if there's any year that's more likely and vulnerable to economic collapse and an economic crash, along with instilling a new form of world currency, Of course, it would be 2024. 2024, that 8 universal vibration is going to roll over the entire world's economic system. October is always a reflection of what we're going to step into in the coming year. So being that, again, October is an 8 vibrational month, 2024 is an 8 vibrational year. So we always got to look at October as a short version or a short preview of what we're going to experience next year. So on a personal level, you always want October to be the best month ever. So for example, if you want to travel more next year, make sure you take a trip in October. If you want more days off from work, take more days off from work. If you want to ignite your creativity, take a class on painting or something. These things will be so beneficial to your vibration in the month of October and moving forward throughout 2024 as well. So again, the way that our economic system and our financial situation on a world level goes in the month of October is going to be a complete reflection of 2024's economic outcome. So we got to watch this really closely. And again, as I've been predicting for years now, the fall of the economy is going to come in 2024. I've been convinced, and I know based on numbers and everything else, that it's coming. And we're going to get a taste of that in the month of October. I would also tell you that we will see the beginning of a collapse, of course, this month becoming more clearly, of course. And then we're also going to see more banks closing their doors. Major companies are going to announce layoffs and closures. And this is going to bring about protests and more strikes. And sadly, we're going to see more people losing money through investments like crypto, stock losses, and other losses. So please be very, very aware when it comes to your own personal finances in the month of October. On a personal level, October can actually bring about that 8 vibration windfalls of money, good luck, opportunity, including positive investment opportunities can be presented to you, again, as long as you remain vigilant and cautious in your decisions around money and finances. In the realm of the housing markets, October is going to hit the housing market very, very hard. And not in a good way either, unfortunately. Again, a reflection of what we're going to see in 2024, which unfortunately is going to be somewhat of a repeat of the 2008 housing crash. Certainly, a time to sell is now, to get rid of property or to sell property. But as far as purchasing a property, it's definitely not the time to purchase any kind of property or real estate. October 2023 is a month that promises to be a celestial spectacle with cosmic events and astrological alignments that are going to inspire introspection, transformation, and the pursuit of balance with that Libra energy, helping us to find more balance in our lives and more balance on a universal level across the globe. We have 2 very significant eclipses coming up, as you know, on October 14th and on October 28th. The eclipse energy lasts from October 14th, the one that begins on October 14th, is actually going to last, the energy and everything that it does and the changes that comes with it, until April 8th, I believe, of 2024, when we have 2 different solar eclipses basically coming across the United States. One coming up this way, one coming up the other way in April, basically creating an X right over top of United States, which is going to be even more symbolic when it comes to huge events taking place for United States and all of those who reside in the United States. The energy around the full moon eclipse is going to bring about aggressive, impulsive types of energy. So therefore, we're going to unfortunately see people off their rockers, so to speak. Totally off their rockers. More incidents of violence would take place when we have these energies. That's going to heighten shortly right before the eclipse in the end of October on the 28th, even more so. I would also say that 2-week period between both those eclipses, October 14th and the 28th, is certainly going to be the most intense period of time in the month of October. This energy in October and the alignments and everything that we have going on is also going to bring back that accident-prone energy that we were dealing with and experiencing earlier this year. So therefore, there's going to be more accidents, whether these accidents be related to transportation, trains, planes, and automobiles, or whether they actually be accidents that relate to personal injury. For example, a fall or some type of injury related to a fall. So therefore, people that work in the medical field, you're going to see hospitals and doctor's office much busier than usual as we get to the second half of October. So on October 8th, we have Venus, the planet of love and harmony, entering into Virgo. This shift is going to encourage us to pay attention to the finer details when it comes to our relationships and to refine the ways that we express our affection. So it's a great time to show your love by volunteering, local soup kitchen or doing some kind of charity work and things like that, and enjoying the simplicity of that alignment. On October 10th, we have Pluto, the planet of transformation, making its way into Capricorn. This is going to be a time that signals deep inner change, renewed commitment to our goals. And as Pluto moves forward, it's going to remind us that we do have the power to overcome these obstacles that are going to be presented to us in the month of October. And they're going to create lasting, amazing changes as long as we allow them to create those lasting positive changes in our lives. On October 12th, we have fiery Mars diving deep into the waters of Scorpio. This is actually a great time that will ignite our passions and our determination, but also keep in mind that Mars is the planet of war and affliction. So there could be things that happen right around that date, the 12th through the 14th, anytime after the 12th, but I'm getting that window of the 12th to the 14th when it comes to potential conflict. That could be even personal conflict. So try to avoid arguments and try to avoid things, because not only that, you're going to be kind of forced to dive deep into your emotions when we hit around that time, Mars entering Scorpio on the 12th of October. So expect emotions to heighten greatly on October 12th. And moving forward through the October 28th eclipse, it's going to be intense, and the energies are going to help us, though, with bringing us courage and self-discovery. So I'd also say that we could expect to hear about amazing discoveries around that time period, from October 12th to the end of the month, or especially the 28th. On October 14th's new moon, we have the solar eclipse vibrating in the sign of Libra, the sign of balance, and that's going to invite us to do exactly that. Bring balance and harmony into our lives. It's a great, powerful new moon cycle that gives us the opportunity to set our intentions for the future and to also bring in more fairness and cooperation when it comes to our relationships and partnerships. The eclipse is going to help us find that equilibrium between ourselves and our connection with others. So it's a big heighten and focus when it comes to relationships and partnerships when we get around that 14th new moon and eclipse in Libra. On October 22nd, a magical day within itself, 1022, I would expect the 22 master number vibration to cause some major events on that particular day, especially being that we have communication taking a profound and mysterious tone with Mercury. Mercury joining along with Mars and Scorpio. This combination of planets is going to really force us and urge us to dive deeply and explore the hidden truths. So I would expect, again, big truth bombs and whistleblowers to begin coming out right around the 22nd. I would also tell you to expect something quite huge that occurs and has the whole world asking together questions, trying to get to the bottom of the truth. Sort of kind of like people are still doing with the Hawaii wildfire that occurred back in August, asking questions, seeking truth. But I see something on a much larger level happening, and that could happen right around the 22nd or on the 22nd. The sun enters Virgo on October 23rd, the day later. The sun's transition into Scorpio is going to intensify our focus on transformation and rebirth. After we're asking all those questions on the 22nd, that's going to be a very powerful time period, the whole time period from the 22nd to the eclipse that happens on the 28th itself. So we're going to also be told and forced to confront our deepest fears around this time period so that we can emerge stronger and much wiser afterwards. Scorpio's energy also reminds us that from that darkness, there will come growth, renewal, rebirth, and transformation. and what I believe to be the most magical day of October, and that would be October 28th. Mainly because it's the full moon and it is also the lunar eclipse in the sign of Taurus. This is a time where we must remain grounded so that we can have stability in our lives. It's a time where we need to release things, material things especially. It's a time of letting go and getting rid of, as the full moon always is, but this full moon is extra special. The eclipse energy is there to encourage us all to find comfort and simplicity in our lives and appreciate the beauty of our natural world. So make sure that you get out, take a walk through the park, go near the water, go to the beach, or wherever you can go to connect with nature throughout the whole month of October, but especially on that full moon. You're going to want to meditate, you're going to want to remain grounded so that you can benefit the most, with willingness, of course, of letting go. The eclipse is going to heighten our intuition like never before, including our sensitivity, our empathic abilities to other people's energy and other people's emotions. So again, I tell you, stay grounded, meditate, do prayer so that you're not. And as I teach my students in master classes, ground, shield, protect yourself. When you're shielded and you're feeling emotions, then you know they're yours and you can only work on your own. But when you're not shielded and grounded, you're picking up on everybody else's stuff, especially no matter whether you think you're psychic or not. You will be, and that's going to heighten around that full moon. So pay close attention to your dreams around this time as well. And really, again, throughout the month of October, but Spirit says, pay attention to our dreams because universe and your guardian angels may actually be using your dreams as a form of delivering important messages to you. Remember, we also have Samhain, or All Hallows Eve, or Halloween, at the end of the month. That's going to lead us to the Day of the Dead celebration on November 2nd. So I also tell you to take time to honor your ancestors and your loved ones throughout the month, but especially at the end of the month. It is actually the most powerful time for us to actually connect to our ancestors, loved ones, guardian angels, and so forth through meditation. And the eclipse energy is going to intensify your abilities like never before and make it much easier for you to be able to receive messages and communication with your ancestors and loved ones in spirit, and that includes pets in spirit as well. So take time to do that. Light a candle, do some prayer, meditate, and make that connection possible because it's definitely going to be highly plausible to be able to do so on October 28th. Before I move on to some very specific predictions for October, I would like to welcome you to my channel. Back to my channel. My name is Joseph Tittel, aka Spiritman JT, and I'm so happy you're here with me today. If you want accurate predictions, prophecy, and truth, you found the perfect tribe. Smash that subscribe. Thank you for clicking the like button, and thank you to all my supporters, whether you're a member of the community down below or whether you're a subscriber or whatever you may do. But my supporters that make this free content possible for everybody, I couldn't do it without you, and I am forever grateful. Let us move on to some more predictions. So again, the month of October is an 8 vibration which rules over money and finances. That, along with astrological alignments, it is inevitable that there will be economic crashes. Now, I don't necessarily believe it's going to be the whole economy crashing all at once. It's very, very plausible, actually. But I would still stick to what I said years ago, 2024 would be the year. Definitely 2024 is the year that they instilled their new world currency. And we already know they've been working on that for quite some time. And as Spirit said way back, if it's not backed by something like gold, then it's worthless. Digital money, again, just gives them control of being able to take our money away whenever they want to do so. I don't know about you, but I certainly am not about digital money. And that's going to become, again, a big focus in the month of October. We have to watch October very, very closely because October, again, is going to show us what next year holds for us. And on a personal level, again, make October your best month possible. So that way you ensure yourself that you're having the best year possible in 2024. Another thing that we're going to see in October are some amazing discoveries. We're going to see amazing discoveries when it comes to the medical field, but we're also going to see a lot of truth and hidden truth come out about the medical field as well. whether it be about certain medications or certain whatever. But we're going to see some truths. We may even see some medications or things being like taken off the shelves completely in the month of October. But also, again, new medications or new discoveries around the medical field that'll be amazing. And even a new cure that they have been looking for quite some time. So there's definitely hope when it comes to major advancements for the medical field in the month of October. But also, Spirit kept taking me underwater. So therefore, there's going to be some amazing underwater discoveries as well in October. And then also some kind of new discovery or development when it comes to air travel. I don't know what that is, but just all that Spirit told me is that there's going to be new developments and discoveries in the realm of air travel. That felt kind of exciting to me. What's not so exciting to me is the earthquake activity that we are going to see this month. And I have no doubt that we will see another massive quake like we saw in Morocco and in Turkey early this year. That would be two massive ones. They always come in threes, right? Everything comes in threes, and we're heading towards that third massive one. And Spirit's showing me that there will actually be multiple earthquakes all at the same time in separate places. Two of those being very large. So they're probably on the same plate, the tectonic plates, but totally distant. So it has to be a big plate. If it's happening in multiple places at the same time and two of them are massive. I'm not sure where I'm at. But I also get pulled to India as well and one of our friends in India and along the borders of India because something's happening along the borders of India in the way of earthquakes, but in weather as well. But now also Spirit shows me in the way of conflict and some kind of conflict occurring along the borders of India, probably with India and China, actually, more likely would be the case. Going back to amazing discoveries again underwater, Spirit shows me also water drying out again. And I'm thinking this is in the southern hemisphere because they're going into the summer months, but I see water drying out and revealing a major discovery as well. And that actually could also be in the Middle East somewhere. Something to look forward to. I always love a new discovery. Going back to earthquakes again and weather, massive volcanic eruptions, including, I've been feeling this for a while, another La Palma type of volcanic eruption. In October through even November, but definitely October would be the time to see that. And I see Spirit shows me a record-breaking amount of volcanoes all erupting at once. So there's always volcanoes erupting. That is not uncommon at all. Happens every day or, all the time anyway. I don't know how often, but they do erupt all the time. But when we're seeing a vision like La Palma, that's pretty darn huge. That's big. And when Spirit shows me record-breaking amount all going off at the same time, I don't know what the normal amount of volcanoes erupting at once is, but we're going to find out in the month of October for sure. The other thing is that water is once again going to become the element along with fire, unfortunately, that's going to roll over the month of October. So even the whole last quarter of 2023. So therefore, weather situations are going to get worse and worse as we progress through the end of 2023, but even more so in the month of October. Major floods. Remember, hurricane season isn't over yet. And I just recently, in my weather predictions earlier this year in May, I saw two storms coming together. And right now, that's actually happening right out in the Atlantic Ocean. I haven't checked in on it in a while, but they were just talking about this yesterday, these two storms coming together. So major flooding. I still have warnings in place for the Caribbean, along Cuba, Florida, and other places globally, including our friends in Australia too, because Spirit's showing me that. Flooding at the West End. I don't know what that means, but our friends in Australia will know what that means. Flooding at the West End. So yeah, please let us know in the comments what that would mean, our friends in Australia. So we're going to see a lot of water events, a lot of floods. We saw the dams breaking, which happened, oh God, what country was that? Libya. The two dams broke that they say were weather related. We talked about that on Tuesday's show. And if you're new here again and you're new to my channel, every Tuesday you can catch me for tea time prediction updates, where we talk about world stories, how they relate to predictions and prophecy, along with new predictions every week. And this coming Tuesday's show will, of course, the first Tuesday in October and the first Tuesday of every month, I put out a lot more predictions along with what we talk about today. So check that out. Be sure to subscribe, hit the bell, and hit all so that you get notifications. So more hits, going back to the dams, which I know were not weather related, even though they made it look that way. They're really good at making things look the way they want them to look, if you know what I mean. Wink, wink. I see more incidents of dams and infrastructure breaking. And we'll see more of that in the month of October and even in November, according to Spirit. I'm going to say that very bad 4-letter word that nobody ever wants to hear. Snow. Snow in October. In the most random, weird places. And that's more towards the end of October. I'm thinking right around eclipse time, probably right at the full moon itself. And then other higher elevations are going to see major storms. And different countries, not just here in the United States, but a global thing where we're going to start seeing snow early. Cold temperatures coming in early in different parts of the world. Again, record-breaking weird temperatures and weird weather events that are going to happen in October. Odd events. Kind of like I just saw the hailstorm that was just pounded down in Texas. Spirits reminded me of that happening, I think, yesterday or the day before. That means that we're going to see major hailstorms as well, breaking out windows and causing major damage. But snow, with water and dropping temperatures. That water energy, dropping temperatures. Political leaders being targeted by the evildoers. A target to those they wish to replace with their new world government agenda. So therefore, again, basically, we are going to see political leaders that don't fit into the WEF's agenda, the 2030 agenda, which you can look up and read for yourself, their sick little agenda and plan. That agenda, so any leader that doesn't stand in that or threatens that agenda is going to go. And we're going to start to see that occurring in October. Not only that, we'll see assassinations again coming into the forefront energetically. Lots of people's lives are in danger when it comes to the fight against the darkness on this planet and the light versus the dark. So that'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Also, Putin just dropped into my brain. So I would think that there's definitely an assassination coming toward, not necessarily successfully, but an attempt towards him through some kind of explosion. But I believe he will actually get out of it. Interesting. That's not in my notes either. That just came to my brain. So Russia's actually, speaking of Russia, they're going to make a big move in the near future. And it feels quite shocking to me in the manner of the technology or the weapon that's going to be used. I don't necessarily believe it's a nuke. I don't believe that. If you remember, and if you follow me long enough, earlier in the year, Spirit told us that there was going to be the use of weapons that we didn't know exist that are going to be shocking. We already believe we saw that in Hawaii and California, but there's more to that. Whatever that is, Russia's got one of them and they're going to use it. Also, Spirit showed me that China has a big hand in whatever this is. Of course they do. Speaking of China, China's in great danger. And this is going to become very apparent in October. They are demising something very shady, and I feel that the world is in danger, especially the United States and Taiwan. In past predictions, I warned of radical groups such as, say, ISIS or groups like Antifa or whatever, radical groups. And we're going to see a lot of energy of anger towards the mid to late month of October. And that anger energy is going to be unleashed by these radical groups globally, not just the United States, but globally. And we're going to see them bring back some type of huge attack. I see some kind of huge attack happening. And this may relate to my past vision that I'm about to tell you. Actually, I thought I said it already, but I didn't. About 3 explosions that I see. So speaking of attacks, again, I feel like there's an attack coming on United States and Canada. In the past, I said that this would occur, and I warned Hawaii and Alaska, and soon after that sad tragedy occurred that we all are still questioning. Florida keeps coming to my mind. And I believe that Florida, for some reason, many reasons I think Florida's come into my mind. Besides being hit with more storms, floods, and so forth, I feel something big and surprising is going to hit the state of Florida. At the same time, I see something, of course, arising around DeSantis as well. Controversy. And he might even be a target for being taken out as well, if you know what I mean. In November, we're going to step into both the 9 vibration of endings and death of cycles and the angelic vibration of the 11. And this is going to lead humanity into a turn of events that are truly going to awaken the masses on a completely other level. So big awakenings happening October, but even more so as we step into November. And remember I said earlier this year, this 2023 is going to go out with a bang because we're in Mercury retrograde once again in the month of December as the year goes out. I kept getting pulled to Las Vegas. Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas. And I feel some kind of huge event is going to play out in Vegas. Now we know that Vegas just had the hacking that just happened. And I had Vegas in the past, but I'm getting Vegas again. And I just feel like some huge event is going to play out in Vegas. This could have to do with the radicals that I was talking about earlier and posing some type of threat to the Vegas city. I saw a fatal accident revolved around a helicopter, and it felt big to me. And it might have actually been 2 helicopters going into each other, but it felt big to me in the aspect of probably who's on the helicopter. It might actually even be 2 news helicopters that collide with each other. So we will see, as I said earlier, accident-prone energy. So, a big story with helicopters flying above watching could be very, very dangerous when we're in that energy of accidental-prone energy. So, if you're a pilot or flying anything, be extra cautious during this time period. That includes driving your car as well. Be extra cautious. Accidents do happen, but we can also prevent and have a lot less accidents happen if we pay more attention, especially when we're in that accident-prone energy. And that has to do with anything. I wouldn't say go bungee jumping or climbing any cliffs in the near future. Not really the time to do it. There's extra danger during this time period if you're doing things like that. I see another area along the coastline being hit, sort of like Hawaii, with a large fire that once again occurs under suspicious circumstances. I was pulled towards Australia for some reason. I would also say that the area being inhabited by people that reside there along this coastal area are probably native folks, just like they did in Hawaii with an agenda of a land grab and an agenda to build a future smart city. See, that's what they want to do. They want to put us all in these little smart cities, make it look good and, valuable to us on the coastlines. Oh, look how pretty it is. You're on the coast. Yeah, but they know that the coastline's going to get wiped out in another 7 years or less. That's sick people run this world. I'll tell you. Let's move on to some other few predictions I have left here. I had a vision of a mushroom-like clouds, multiple mushroom-like clouds. But what I saw them at the same time in the same vicinity. It was one vision, 3 mushroom clouds in a city. And it appeared that they all went off almost simultaneously. But really, it was 2 that went off at the same time, and the other third one was just seconds behind. So you saw all 3 clouds at the same time in my vision. I'm not sure where I'm at, whether this could be Russia, but it could also be somewhere else like Paris. I wasn't sure. Maybe I'll get more information by the time we get to Tuesday's show. Keep an eye out for that. I also had a vision of a gunman, a man with a gun, on a city street causing havoc. And I believe there will be multiple suspects, not necessarily just one. I think this is in the United States, actually. That's all I got. And you can kind of figure out, gunmen on the streets of a city, not really a good situation there at all. It seemed kind of tragic to me. I don't know where. Again, I think I'm in the United States. I'm pretty sure about that. Hopefully that doesn't play out. So many things are going to blindside us, and they're going to hit us in ways that we would have never imagined in the month of October. Again, both personally and universally, especially in the world of leadership and politics. I can see leaders dropping Not just political leaders, but also a purge of corporate leaders. I also feel like there is a plan to take out several leaders and potential leaders. So, a potential leader would be Trump, for example, and then, current leaders. Not that it all has to do with United States, but we already know that Trump's life's in danger. But I also think that Biden and Trudeau's lives are all in danger, all three of them. I feel like all three of them popped in my mind when it came to risks of dropping political leaders. Now, I did predict that Trudeau would be out of office by 2024, but something could happen with Trudeau in October. Because Trudeau next year is in his 9-year, which is endings, death of cycles. Now, Trump is in his 9-year this year, in his 1 month in October. So sometimes people do exit life in their 9-year, but some people exit whatever they're doing in their 9. So it makes sense, again, that Trudeau would leave office in 2024, but he's also in his 9 personal month in October, which is, again, as I said earlier, a reflection of what we're going to step into next year. So folks in Canada, keep a close eye on Trudeau and your whole parliament, because some stuff's going to hit the fan. And they already did with their, what happened recently. I'm not going to say it, but you all know what happened recently with that person from the Germany. Interesting stuff, friends. Interesting stuff. Some dates to think of. October 4th, a lot of people are worried about. I tell you, do not worry about it. Just turn off your devices. It's not a big deal. Nothing's going to happen. If anything's going to happen, the dates I'm looking at is the 11th that I said earlier, and the window of Friday the 13th, October 13th and October 14th. They're the dates I wrote down, 10, 11, Friday, October 13th, and running into Saturday the 14th. And then, of course, the eclipse, the 28th and the 29th, those 2 days, times to look out for. Again, I'll get more details and more descriptions and more predictions when it comes to Tuesday's show. But I'm going to leave you with that for now and hope that you make the most magic and most potential out of the month of October that you possibly can. Remember that October is an amazing month of opportunity, an amazing month of spiritual ascension, and could also be amazing when it comes to finances and your own personal, economy. So make smart decisions. Don't make risky decisions when it comes to finances and money in the month of October, or you will regret it later. So we'll leave you with that. I wish you all the best. Hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. And I remind you to be bold, be true, be kind, be you, because you are freaking awesome. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Namaste. Much love. Much love, friends. Much love.